Hello, this is Guy Severson with yet another Viral Team moment for you. Today we are speaking with Spencer Heston, and he's going to be talking to us about a very important topic, which is video and how that needs to fit into your business. Hello, Spencer. Welcome to the call.
Hey, thanks so much, Guy, man. I'm just stoked to be on here. I see you have a huge following with Twitter, and just seeing how you're branching out and really crushing it with bringing video on there. So I'm pumped, man. Thank you so much for letting me have on your show.
Awesome, awesome. So, Spencer, tell us a little bit, before we get into the nitty-gritty of where we're going with this, tell us a little bit about why video. Why should business people be concerned about it? Why?
Well, I mean, right now, if you realize we're actually in a huge shift, and I was just tuning in on some really high moguls who are pretty much doing a lot of work in media, and it was an interview on Larry King, and we're experiencing a new shift since the radio had gone to the television back in the 1950s, and that shift is actually going from the television now to your mobile device. And if you haven't noticed, even every single social media feed is pumping in their own video content ability. So they recognize it, and they wouldn't be doing it unless there's just so much demand for anything on video content. And you can look up some simple stats. Any business that isn't putting out video content, they're stating that you're probably not even going to be surviving here in the near future. So you got to pretty much jump on board and start doing some things, unless you're already a Fortune 500 service that's pretty established. But for most of us out there, we're not a huge, giant, super $1 million company, maybe in the growth stage to get there. But as you do that, you can then tap into this resource, which is actually free marketing. People don't realize that. They spend so much money on marketing, and they go, you have the biggest marketing ability thing in our phone. I mean, for instance, right now, I'm doing this video conference for my iPhone, and you're tuning in on your mobile device also. So it's so easy to realize, like, what we're doing this on right here is where all of your customers are. And how are you going to reach them? The simplest solution, honestly, is reaching them the same way that they're being reached. You use your smartphone, and you can cut all of your stuff just on here. You could use a simple iMovie app. I mean, so on and on. It's just all right here in our hands. And if you're not jumping on it, someone else is.
I hear you. You know, you remind me, Spencer, when I walk downtown, I often see people picking up, looking at, engaged with this little mobile device that you were just talking about. I don't know if that's your experience, but it's not just one person. It's like every other person, if not more than that, is somehow engaged with that mobile device.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's an epidemic where you got your little electronic leash. And I know there's a lot of people out there. Now, this is kind of a dovetail different, but it's interesting how I've come across it. This guy, Simon Sinek, he's got Start With Why. You can find him on TEDx. And his whole thing is wanting to have people actually engage physically, like put your phone down and talk. And that's what's a huge loss is. But it's interesting enough, I came across him on a social media feed, being YouTube, on a video content. That's how I saw his stuff. And he's like, well, how do you get a hold of him? Well, yeah, actually, it's through that. So it's pretty cool that you wanna get to that place with your customers where you can be interpersonal and engaging on a physical, but it does take using a platform to get there. You know, back in the 70s and 80s, you had phone call, you see a radio listed ad on a newspaper, oh, you go through that. Well, all the classifieds is now digitized, and you're dropping video ads, and you know, there's so many different things to market and create interesting, cool video. I really love Gary Vee's advice actually for upstarts is just make a reality show of what it is that you're doing, and don't jump out and try to pretend that you're an expert, especially if you're not, because people are going to grow with you, and they're going to really appreciate the realism. And then you're growing together towards what it is. Maybe you're a property manager, and you could literally make a small reality show about what it takes to go from place to place, and oh, we're looking at this new place, now we got to clean it, and now we got to do this, now we got to do that, and then you're loading that on your property management outlets, which is then someone who's Googling, oh, I'm looking for a home or whatever, or maybe they're just going across their YouTube feed, they see this, hey, this is kind of cool, next thing you know, they click on your link and they're getting a hold of you because, hey, I really like that little 30-second video you did or something. I thought that was so cool. I'm kind of interested in that property that you were looking at the same time. Boom. Just like that. And all you got to do is just use this and then get a hold of Guy.
Exactly. And, you know, in a sense, this is what the whole Viral TN Team video launch is all about. I may not be doing, like, reality directly, but what I'm doing is I'm going to the key experts in various areas, you with video, I'm going in key area with the various experts that are available, and I'm talking to the audience. You know, I have people ask me, you know, where are the questions? There are no questions. It's all being real, and
right.
The more we can be real with one another, the better it can be, the more we can succeed. But I've got a question for you, Spencer. You know, we can be real via text, like articles. We can be real via images. We can be real via YouTube videos and whatnot. We can be real. Why should a business spend the time to focus on a video versus any other medium?
Why I see that is, if you, just as you talked about earlier, you had those people that they're so glued into their phone. So if you're scrolling along, let's say you're on Facebook, right? You're on that world feed, and maybe that's how you came across this video. You go across there. What really captures out and jumps out on your attention? I'm just asking. Usually it's some kind of, you see a video of something going on, there's no audio, and then you see it and you stop for a second. Because, I mean, now this is just outside of all the scientific research that's done on there's good and bad content within media, and there is. And the scary thing is most is going into bad. But the fact is the mind is triggered by that video simulation itself versus just stale content. Now, you will get awesome people who want to do a blog post, but I notice even on the blog post, they put, like, it's a 3-minute read. Well, there's something that's interesting when you click onto a video thing. You can automatically tell, you could right away see, okay, this is going to be 2 minutes. All right, maybe I got 2 minutes to watch this. And if it's engaging within the first 5 seconds of that, then they're going to be continuously more engaged versus, you know, you get halfway through an article, okay, whatever, I kind of toss it and move on to the next thing. So it's really, you know, putting out good, interesting content, which with that, the content, what I found is if you can deliver so much free value to whoever it is, I mean, more, like don't even put out an offer for the first, I would say, maybe 5, 10 videos. Don't even go there. Just love and deliver so much free value to enhance their life that those individuals are going to go, man, you know what? I'm getting a lot of great free value, and they're going to start subscribing to what you're doing. So then they're linked in and they're notified. So you got to just like you're doing, Guy. You're giving so much amazing value, and it's just because what you love to do, and it's truly empowering whoever the end user may be. Like, I've received a bunch of value stuff when we went out and we shot those clips out in Spokane. I learned a bunch. It was awesome. I was going, man, I was learning all kinds of different marketing things that I was into, but I'm not as involved and at such a level as you are within specific marketing. I was more so just been around doing video stuff, and I was like, man, this is great. And so that's where it's really an amazing take home, and you can apply it to everything. As I'm personally involved, a lot more involved with helping out different ministries, and so they got amazing messages. But the thing is, really maximize on everything else that's out there. You go, look, you guys are bringing in medical missionary life-saving information or gospel, like entire huge shifts that they're not getting anywhere else, and they're going into and from this life and the life to come. But there is a disconnect because they weren't really doing what they could on video until here's the thing, you found out how easy it is to do it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, and that's the biggest holdback of so many people. And if you're listening to this and you're going, oh, I want to do this, or I'm really impressed, or I really feel God's calling me to do better in my life, within my relationships at home, within whatever my business may be. But I got this video thing. Yeah, I want to do it. Oh my gosh, it's so daunting. I got to get cameras. I got to get lights. I got to get it. No, you don't. Do you have a smartphone? Boom, you got it all in your hand. And the biggest thing is don't. Exactly. Like, don't let it hold you back, because it held me back for a long time. Like, I'd sit there and I wouldn't do something because I thought I had to be perfect. And they're like, you know what? The biggest thing is just getting going, which I want to bridge into get some intro and an outro, which will really help you. And it can be done easily. We got a videos account. Yo.
Hang on a second. What is an intro? What's an intro? What is that?
So a good way to look to an intro would be as if I'm meeting you in person and I'm going, hey, I'm Spencer Heston. I'm a video guy, and blah, 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 this is what I do. Well, I'm not necessarily meeting you in person or giving you a specific business card, so you can have those intro outros, which you'll usually see. You maybe it was the beginning of this club itself, or I know you've seen so many of them. If you've ever watched any movie in your entire life ever, you've seen when the beginning of Walt Disney and the castle comes up and the little fairy goes, Walt Disney, but that's an intro. And they've used that same one for I don't know how many decades, to the point where they've built a brand around that little 3-second intro. So when that pops up, you already know it's a Walt Disney production, and because of whatever your reasoning is for that brand, you're already right to know that your mind is subconsciously pre-framed towards, okay, it's a Disney production. It's either A, I think it's okay, or B, oh, I'm going to run away, or C, hey, okay, I'm cool with this. So it's the same deal. And you could build, you have your logo. There's so many editors. You could do it on Fiverr, fiverr.com. It's 2 R's at the end, I believe, or videos, VIDDYOZE. There's so many out there. And you just get your logo created, and you have something you like, and don't spend forever and a day, and 6 months later have nothing. Just go, you know what, that's cool, I like it, I'm going to run with it. And then you drop it in there, and you have a little 3-second, 10-second thing that goes, I'm so-and-so, and a little bug flies across the screen, whatever you end up going across. It's just something that gives you a URL, gives you something that's not just dry video, which you can do when you start doing some video blogging and you have more following and stuff, and you're sort of throw content. That's no problem, but it's nice to go, bam, here's this. It makes you a little more professional. It's set aside. It kind of sets the tone, and then you have an outro, which then also gives that specific call to action, which usually you just have some type of URL.
Wait a minute. I want to key in on something you just said. What's the difference between an intro and an outro?
So an outro is it's kind of when you get to the end of the movie, right? So you've watched this whole movie, and then you've gotten to the end now, and it goes to, oh, it's the end or whatnot. And instead of doing a huge roll of credits like you have that you normally, take that and condense it down, and now you have like a 5-second roll of credits. But it's a little different because if someone has watched the movie, that they've bought the content at that time. So they've already delivered the goods, so to speak. Well, ours is a little different. They've watched a commercial, and at the end of the commercial, of any commercial you've ever seen, there's some kind of data so they know who you are, where they can go, what they need to do about it, versus just kind of being cut and then being like, it's over. And you can do that, but I'll ask you, what do you feel more enjoyable in yourself when you see something that kind of flows? It's nice. You have the same logo which pops up, so it's building brand and that actual logo again, the same number data, whatever your contact again, and so you have that. 10-second intro, 30-second message, maybe 10-second outro. It's a done deal. It's easy. And then once you have those intros and outros, those cookie cutters already made, just keep using the same one over and 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 over again. And then that's going to help really build that into all of your following's mind until it does become a Walt Disney brand. And they go, oh, it's, hey, okay, great, it's TN Team. Hey, cool, all right, I know those guys, that's what's up. I can sit back and I can already have a pre-framed expectation of receiving some awesome value. So that's, that's just this couple simple things. You grab, one, you have your mobile device, you have everything you need. It's a smartphone. You really do. They have editing softwares in it too. You can go to Fiverr to get your logo done if you don't have one. You have that kicked out. And 3, just get your intros and outros made either through Fiverr or videos. Man, you're off to the races. And then when it comes into more marketing, you got to plug into TN Team because they specialize on that a lot more than I do, and they can help redirect that. But at least the simplest thing would just make your Gmail account, put some stuff on YouTube, and send a link. It's a start. It's a start.
Absolutely. Now, there's one thing you said earlier I want to come back to because I think it's so important. It stopped me from going forward, and I heard that it stopped you too. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, when it's not, when they can see the bumps, when they can see they can see the real, they realize, wait a minute, this is something I can do. I can do this. This is something I can believe in. So you're giving them hope and the ability to connect with their business network and whatnot by being real.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, right now, I'm in my wife's sister's bedroom. Found a quiet place right away. Like, so you see this door, and then but behind the scenes is like, you got this awesome pink room here, right? And so here's that's where I'm at. But you wouldn't notice that. You know why? Because this, the little set. It's like, okay, well, here's a door frame. There's lighting and turn the light on. That's all you see. Well, you know what? Most of these big name guys that are doing their video, you'd be surprised on where it's at. You go, whoa, you mean they just hung a curtain and some lights and it's in their garage or something? Like, yeah. So don't go nuts trying to spend a bunch of money on doing something when you can just do it from your car. Like, come on. You know what I mean? It's, because you can, and the biggest thing is, it kept me behind for so long, and I've learned talking to people that I was just in a conversation the other day, this guy, he really wants to do this thing, he's like, oh, but it's so hard and by the end I was like, I just grabbed my wife's phone, I went right through YouTube, it gives you the ability to record straight to it if you want, and I was like, look, we're just going to do this just to do this. And we just sat there and just did a little 30-second thing, just for the purpose to start, to launch. Right. And that's the whole purpose, and that's the hope I hope that I have is if you really feel that God has got this thing on your heart to go towards, but there's this block of not being able to get over this technological challenge, we're doing this from a smartphone.
Right.
Just go forward, man. Don't let it daunt you back, because it's take the tools you got and then run with it, because everyone's going to be watching on a smartphone itself anyway.
That's right. Now, Spencer, if somebody if they have more questions about business videos and whatnot that they would like to direct to you, how would they get a hold of you?
So I found, and I was thinking about this, the best way to actually contact me is going to be on Facebook private messenger, and that's because it's connected on my mobile device, and you just look up Spencer Heston on Facebook, and I'm the one that's Valdez, Alaska. That's where I'm from. Even though we're now relocated to the Boise, Idaho area, I'm just going to probably leave it there. So I'm the only Spencer Heston from Valdez, Alaska. You can't miss it. You go, oh, okay, and then you just shoot me a message, and I'll get it.
Heston is Adeston.
Heston, just like
Perfect.
Charlton for anyone who's seen the beginnings of those.
There you go. There you go. So, as we bring this to a close, is there anything else that hasn't been said within this dialogue that you really feel needs to be said?
You know what? Yeah, and I'll tell you what, and this is what I'm seeking out myself. I want to see more of and see what this means. So this comes from something amazing, Joshua 1:8. And there's a scripture in there, Joshua 1:8. Take the time to look at it in the King James Version, and I see it's God's success formula for success. Right? I'll say that again. So it says, "Go not to the left or to the right, and you will have good success. Meditate on my word day and night." Now this is amazing because I remember this guy telling about Joshua. A lot of people go, "Oh, Alexander the Great, Napoleon, or a modern day." I don't know, like a Tony Robbins or something who has conquered huge feats, right? Well, Alexander the Great, I think, had maybe like 3 to 7 big conquerings, what you would call, and he was undefeated. Well, I heard that, correct me if I'm wrong if you find this, Joshua had something like 20 to 30, all right? That's like times 10, all right? And this was given... There's instructions in that first chapter there, and I really sit down to 1:8 was given to him at the beginning of taking over his predecessor. You have, I don't know how many, maybe a couple million people to manage. I mean, put that in your organization. And then you're about to endure some of the hardest, you call it recessions. They would laugh at what you would say a recession. They were enduring some stuff, man. They had to go through some stuff. But that promise of success was given, and so that's my question to myself and seeking, because we often want to try to find some formula, but all along, God's going, hey, look, I got it. It's right here. I'm trying to get your attention the whole time, and you'll find that it's not necessarily trying to maximize your bank account, because what if you get super rich, but then you find that you're extremely unfulfilled, you gain everything, and then you lost your soul in the process. That's whack.
Right.
So it's really having the fulfillment on all levels of your life, and I really believe that little formula in there is going to have some powerful ingredients. So I hope to hear what maybe you guys find in that, and I would also recommend staying in touch with Guy on the TNT team here, just because I've gotten a lot of awesome value for things that we could put in our life. So, and I'm just so appreciative and honored to be able to be on your show here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Spencer. Again, this is Guy Severson with Viral TNT. If you have a focus in any way of reaching the business community, I'd like to speak with you about having you on Viral TNT, this Viral TNT show as well, so that we can hear your heart, your passion, your drive, and I will send this to, in a round-robin way, my 26,000 people on Twitter, so you're going to get instant exposure, and all of this costs zero, nothing. It's just what I'm wanting to do to help you help the business world succeed, online or offline. Again, Spencer, thank you so much for your time
today. Thank you, man.
And I wish you well as you move forward.
Praise the Lord, man. Thank you. Likewise. I know great things are happening or continuously going forward, so thanks again.
All right. Thank you.